Narrated by Muawiyah. I heard Allah's apostle saying, "If Allah wants to do good to a person, He makes him comprehend the religion. I am just a distributor, but the grant is from Allah." And remember that this nation, true Muslims, will keep on following Allah's teaching strictly, and they will not be harmed by anyone going on a different path till Allah's order, Day of Judgment, is established. Narrated by Ibn Umar. We were with the Prophet, and a spadix of date palm tree was brought to him. On that he said, "Amongst the trees there is a tree which resembles a Muslim." I wanted to say that it was the date palm tree, but as I was the youngest of them, I kept quiet. And then the Prophet said, "It is the date palm tree." Narrated by Abdullah bin Masud. The Prophet said, "Do not wish to be like anyone except in two cases. The first is a person whom Allah has given wealth and he spends it righteously. The second is the one whom Allah has given wisdom, the Holy Quran, and he acts according to it and teaches it to others." Fateh al-Bari, page 177, vols 1. Narrated by Ibn Abbas, that he differed with Hur bin Qais bin Hisn al-Fazari regarding the companion of the Prophet Moses. Ibn Abbas said that he was Qadir. Meanwhile, Ubay bin Ka'b passed by them, and Ibn Abbas called him, saying, "My friend, Hur, and I have differed regarding Moses's companion whom Moses asked the way to meet. Have you heard the Prophet mentioning something about him?" He said, "Yes, I heard Allah's apostle saying, while Moses was sitting in the company of some Israelites, a man came and asked him, 'Do you know anyone who is more learned than you?' Moses replied, 'No.' So Allah sent the divine inspiration to Moses, 'Yes, our slave Qadir is more learned than you.' Moses asked Allah how to meet him, Qadir. So Allah made the fish as a sign for him, and he was told that when the fish was lost, he should return to the place where he had lost it, and there he would meet him, Al-Qadir. So Moses went on looking for the sign of the fish in the sea. The servant boy of Moses said to him, "Do you remember when we betook ourselves to the rock? I indeed forgot the fish. None but Satan made me forget to remember it." On that Moses said, "That is what we have been seeking." 18.64. So they went back retracing their footsteps and found Qadir, and what happened further to them is narrated in the Holy Quran by Allah. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Once the Prophet embraced me and said, "O Allah, bestow on him the knowledge of the book, Quran." Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Once I came riding a she-ass and had, just, attained the age of puberty. Allah's apostle was offering the prayer at Mina. There was no wall in front of him, and I passed in front of some of the row while they were offering their prayers. There I let the she-ass loose to graze and entered the row, and nobody objected to it. Narrated by Mahmud bin Rabi'a. When I was a boy of 5, I remember the Prophet took water from a bucket, used far getting water out of a well, with his mouth and threw it on my face. Narrated by Ibn Abbas, that he differed with Hur bin Qais bin Hisn al-Fazari regarding the companion of the Prophet Moses. Meanwhile, Ubay bin Ka'b passed by them, and Ibn Abbas called him, saying, "My friend, Hur, and I have differed regarding Moses's companion whom Moses asked the way to meet. Have you heard Allah's apostle mentioning something about him?" Ubay bin Ka'b said, "Yes, I heard the Prophet mentioning something about him, saying, while Moses was sitting in the company of some Israelites, a man came and asked him, 'Do you know anyone who is more learned than you?' Moses replied, 'No.' So Allah sent the divine inspiration to Moses, 'Yes, our slave Qadir is more learned than you.' Moses asked Allah how to meet him, Al-Qadir. So Allah made the fish a sign for him, and he was told when the fish was lost, he should return to the place where he had lost it, and there he would meet him, Al-Qadir. So Moses went on looking for the sign of the fish in the sea. The servant boy of Moses said, "Do you remember when we betook ourselves to the rock? I indeed forgot the fish. None but Satan made me forget to remember it." On that Moses said, "That is what we have been seeking." So they went back retracing their footsteps and found deer, and what happened further about them is narrated in the Holy Quran by Allah. Narrated by Abu Musa. The Prophet said, "The example of guidance and knowledge with which Allah has sent me is like abundant rain falling on the earth, some of which was fertile soil that absorbed rainwater and brought forth vegetation and grass in abundance. And another portion of it was hard and held the rainwater, and Allah benefited the people with it, and they utilized it for drinking, making their animals drink from it, and for irrigation of the land for cultivation. And a portion of it was barren, which could neither hold the water nor bring forth vegetation. Then that land gave no benefits." The first is the example of the person who comprehends Allah's religion and gets benefit from the knowledge which Allah has revealed through me, the prophets, and learns and then teaches others. The last example is that of a person who does not care for it and does not take Allah's guidance revealed through me. He is like that barren land.